Yo guys, what's going down? It's Ash here from the NTV Hub. Welcome to a little stream. It's sick. I can stream whenever I want, really. When I'm obviously at the hotel. Well, I can stream on my phone with data, but obviously data's a limited thing. Data's not a limited thing, should I say? So obviously it's gonna run out. And the more I do stream on there, the more it's gonna run out. So I'm gonna save like streaming on the phone for the important things. Yo, Jason. You know, like when there's bike racing and stuff on, I'm gonna stream the bikes, obviously, because they're like you know, part of the holiday. I ain't just gonna do random streams like walking up the street, you know. I would do, you know, if I had unlimited internet, but hey, sorry about what happened. Oh, you don't have to apologise to me, Steve. It's just Jack seemed to get a little bit, what can I say, a little bit angry and upset because you didn't put him in the episode there, and I think he really wanted to be in the episode, but unfortunately you didn't put him in, and I think it upset him a bit because he thought he was going to be in it, and I think he likes it when his voice, you know. Yeah, I'm almost at 300. Yo, Alfie, bro, what's going down? So weather update. We've had absolutely shit weather. If I'm completely honest, yesterday morning, it was really foggy. You couldn't see anything. Yo, CJ, it was really bad. Then it sort of brightened up and it came out nice and sort of like tea time. It was, you know, it was nice weather. It was starting to warm up. So we thought, oh yeah, that's good. You know, start of the nice weather. I got, you know, obviously there's no racing or practicing on a Sunday, so I was chilling out here. You know, and I got settled down a bit, and I just happened to look to the window, and I thought, is that rain spots on the window? So I looked outside, and it was raining. It was peeing down. And then this morning I woke up, and so how's jacuzzi and that, Ash? Oh, I've not been in it yet. I've seen the jacuzzi, but I've not been in it yet because, like I say, the weather's been bad. But yeah, I woke up this morning. Now, when I wake up, you know, if I wake up early enough, I can see the ferry leave the docks, and I just missed it by about 10 minutes. But you know, it was nice. You could see out to sea. You could see up to the docks. Then you know, I got back into bed a bit. You know, watched stuff on my iPad. No, I haven't watched any racing yet because of the weather. It's been cancelled tonight. I was supposed to watch some tonight. Yeah, I got back into bed a bit, and then next time I looked, it was just fog everywhere this morning, and unfortunately, it didn't clear up all day. And if it's too foggy, oh yeah, Golden. If it's too foggy and the helicopter can't land, and the helicopter can't, be at the racing, then they won't run it. And if it's not if like the weather's not visible enough for the riders to see as well, at the speeds that the riders go, because of health and safety and all that nowadays, they just, it's crap. They won't run it. So unfortunately, it was cancelled. But the weather forecast says it's meant to be a nicer day tomorrow. So hopefully, deep down, hopefully it's going to be a nicer day. Wednesday is meant to rain, I think, but hopefully it's going to be all right. But yeah, no, I've not seen any racing yet. I'm looking forward to seeing racing. I've because we've been in the grandstand obviously, and we've seen people getting the bikes ready, but we just haven't. You know, it makes you like want to see them like go whizzing round the track because oh, it just blows me away. Went to the museum today to see my granddad's motorbike in there, and well, it brought a tear to the family's eyes. Especially my nan, like to see it, but not being able to like you know, just touch it and stuff, because obviously it's owned by the museums now, so there's like a, you know, like almost like a glass cabinet around it, and you know, do not touch. But there's a plaque about my granddad and who had the bike before my granddad had it, and you know, like, you know, about my granddad racing on it and stuff. So it was nice to see it. And they had massive like 50-inch smart TV screens with a PS4 where you could play the Isle of Man TT game, and there was all these. Not trying to boast or anything, but there was all these, like, you know, like youngish kids, like maybe like 10, 11, 12 year olds playing it, and you know, they were like crashing every 2 seconds. And there was this little boy, I just got on, and this little boy came to watch, and I got quite far around the track without crashing, and I was just like proper going into the corners right and coming out of them right, and the kid was blown away. You could tell in his face, like, you know. And but I guess I wanted to show off a bit and say that's my granddad's bike in there, you know, because it is. It's good to be able to say that that's my granddad's bike, you know. So yeah, unfortunately, I've not tried the hot tub yet. I've been watching the smart telly downstairs. That's good, you know. I can put YouTube on and stuff. Um, but yeah, there's a like a stereo system in this bedroom. I just got that working to play CDs, and then I just did a bit of cable adjustments and stuff, and you naturally play your phone music through them. Just had to change a few wires about and do a couple of things with these, like, you know, like red and white RCA cables. But yeah, it's been good here, you know. It's been good. Anyway, news for tomorrow. Seen your bit. Oh yeah, sounds sick. Yeah, it's all right, to be honest. I'm a little bit gutted actually, because I had a stereo system very similar to this, Alfie, at home. It was like one what played tapes, records, CDs, and I didn't know much about connecting phones to stereo systems and stuff, and about RCA cables. So I didn't realize how to do it properly, and the CD player broke on the system itself, and because I didn't know how to connect a phone to it, you know, and I didn't have any records back then. I kind of said, you know, I've got no use for it. Let's take it to the tip. You know, it used to sit in the bedroom type thing, but now I'm sort of starting to wish that I'd never taken it to the tip. Yeah, so news for tomorrow. Weather is meant to be grand, which is going to be good. We're well, unfortunately, my nan's not been too well before we come. Not going to go into too much detail, but she's had a water infection, and it like got quite bad just a couple of days before we were due to come away. So she tried to get a prescription of some stuff. You know, like what helps like ease the pain down below. And unfortunately, well, she could get some, but they advised her to ring the doctors tomorrow, like the drift doctors, you know, like to get some like test results, because she'd had a little test, and she might have to go and see a doctor over here in the Isle of Man. So that's going to take up a little bit of time, unfortunately. But we are meant to be meeting one of my granddad's friends. He's come over, he's staying somewhere, and we're going to go to his place. So I don't know if we're just going to like have a coffee there, or if we're like going to like decide to like go out and go somewhere, like for a little look somewhere or something. And then hopefully the practice is going to be on. So I presume if we're going out somewhere with my granddad's friends, I presume that we'll probably watch the practice with them. But you see, the thing about my granddad's friend is her wife's not well, and she had to have one of her legs removed, amputated. So it takes like a little bit of time for him to get ready, and you know, a bit awkward to get about. So I don't know if we'll be like going far or not, or you know, like if they'll just be watching the practice from from where they're staying, because they're in a special foundation place where if you've like rode in the past, you can like stay there if you've got like illnesses with you, if you get what I mean. So like, you know, if you've got a family member who isn't well, you know, and you've like raced in the past, you can get there. You still have to pay, but you get a bit more like help, and you know it's like easier than like staying in a hotel or something and going up flights of stairs. So it's good, but I can't really. I'm not too sure what we're gonna do tomorrow, apart from like go to his place and you know like meet there. But I don't know if we're going out or anything. Um, I want to have a McDonald's. There is a McDonald's in the Isle of Man actually. It's tempting to go. It's so tempting to go. It's not actually that far from the start line to the course either. Um, yeah, if you, I don't know if you've seen me play the TT game on the PS4, but you start at the start line and you go down that hill, and when you get to the bottom, you bear right on the course. But if you actually bear left, like when the course is open, it goes like there's a McDonald's and that up there. Do people know who you are over there? Um, yeah, they do. Not for MCing, but because my granddad racing and stuff. I mean, they know my granddad more than me, but like, because I've been coming over like the past sort of 4 or 5 years, they're starting to know me as well now. So like, I'm quite known for that, but not for MCing. There is one person over here what I think knows me for MCing. I can't remember if he was on holiday or if he lived over here, but I met him in a pub over here last year, and I happened to be wearing one of my MC Noble t-shirts, and he happened to just ask me what the MC Noble t-shirt meant, you know, like you know. Uh, Bet it's kind of weird feeling because in a way you're famous over there. Oh, hang on. Oh yeah, bet it's kind of weird feeling because in a way. Yeah, we are. Well, my granddad's well known over here. My granddad is well known. It's actually like surprising like how famous my granddad is, because obviously like I only started coming here with him recently because he only started coming back here again. You know, after like sort of Jesus, what would it be like? Nearly 20 years, because obviously, you know, he had a hip operation and that. Um, and it is actually really crazy, like, people what, like, talk to him. Like, when we were coming, we met a guy on the boat who had come from Barcelona. He was obviously Spanish. And we saw him on the boat just quickly to speak to, well, as we were queuing up for the boat. And we went into the grandstand on Saturday night just to see, like, you know, who's sort of like, you know, getting ready for racing and stuff, and who's been out practicing. We happened to see him again, and he was mechanicking. He's mechanicking for like a Spanish rider, and you know, we just dropped the hint. You know, he didn't know my granddad rode, but you know, we just said, you know, that he used to ride, and you know that he's got a bike over here in a museum. And with that, like, you couldn't get rid of the guy. He was wanting to take a picture of us. He was wanting to add me on Facebook. He was quite good at his English, but he was really really like excited that you know my granddad racing. It was so weird, and then people like, you know, like granddad will just be walking, and then they'll be like Ben Noble, 350 Manx Norton, Red Peel Fairing, and then he'll turn around, and then you'll be stood like 20 minutes talking to somebody, you know, about things, and then, you know, Grandad will remember who it is and stuff like that, and then we'll just get walking again, and Ben Noble, how you doing? And then we'll be another 20 minutes talking to somebody else, and really, you know, wherever you go around here, you end up seeing somebody who you know, whether it's someone you know you saw over here last year or the year before, you end up seeing them again, you know. But it's good. It's a good atmosphere. Yeah, it's the thing about this is it's a good community over here. Like, you know, everybody gets along. You know, the foreign people. You know, like if people come from Spain. You know, nobody's sort of like, in a way, like there's no rudeness, there's no racial comments. It's like it's like a good sort of, you know, it's a nice place to be. Everybody's happy, everybody gets along, everybody respects one another, and it's a nice place to be. Yeah, it's good. It really is good. So yeah, definitely. Um, yeah, there we go. There we go, and there we are. So I don't have a TV in this room where I am right now, but I'm not really. But there is a TV in here, but it's not like plugged in. It's not like connected up. But I'm not really fussed, to be honest, like, because I've got Wi-Fi on here. So like, if we come into the hotel at night, well, boarding house, you know, I can go in the hot tub if it's nice, which will pass a bit of time. I can start a stream on here, which is again passing a bit of time. I can browse and watch YouTube on the smart telly downstairs, which you know, that interests me quite a bit. And you know, and I can, like, you know, I can chill out here. I can go in the kitchen, make a drink if I want. You know, I can get some food when I want. You know, and it doesn't matter like if we bought the food or not. Like, we can eat their food as well. We can use the plates, and all we have to do is put them in a dishwasher. And then the, you know, the landlady of the boarding house, she will you know, put the dishwasher on. We can get a drink, you know, we can make a cup of tea whenever we want. She doesn't even mind if we bring a takeaway back. We did yesterday. I bought a massive doner meat and chips back. My granddad had a portion of sausage and chips from that takeaway on the corner I was telling you about. And she had no bother, you know, we could put it on a plate if we wanted, or we could keep it in the box, get a knife and fork. NTV Hub, the science guy. Oh, you missed Blaine County. Oh, that should come back, hopefully when I get back. The thing about that is, it takes forever to film. Like, the thing is, like, the thing with, like, when you film on Minecraft, like, you can set the scene, like, how you want. Do you know what I mean? Like, for example, like, say if you're filming a scene, you know, and it's in the daytime, and you mess it up, it doesn't matter. But if you're filming a scene on GTA, and say, for example, something goes wrong, like you lose connection, or say, for example, like your car gets damaged, and it goes daytime, you've got to wait for it to go to nighttime again. You've got to be more precise on getting the scenes right, and the scenes can take ages to do. Like, say if you're doing a scene like in, you know, in like Blaine County, you know, like say in Paleto Bay, and then and then say, like, you know, like the next load of scenes are in Sandy Shores. You've got to drive to Sandy Shores to then film them scenes, and it all takes time. And then again, it's like getting people on to do, like, to, you know, to come and do the episode, if you get what I mean. You know, it's getting people on to come and do an episode, and it just takes so much time. Whereas I guess the Minecraft ones are a bit easier, because if you're filming a faraway scene, you can just like teleport to someone who's flown out there. If you want a daytime scene, you can set the world to day. You want it night, you can set the world to night. If you want to like set something up for a scene, it's easier to do it. If you want to do, you know, house fires and things, you can like spread all your fire about. You can walk in and out of every building. So if you want someone to go to a cafe in Minecraft, you know, if you built the interior, you can actually go in the cafe. So I like the GTA roleplays, and, you know, it is realistic, like being able to drive cars and that. But in terms of filming wise, it definitely takes a lot longer to film. And then, like, by the time because it's so like long and exhausting filming, by the time like it's time to edit it, or you don't even sometimes get like all your scenes done in a night, but by the time you come to editing, like, you've spent so long filming that you just can't be bothered to edit. But I want to bring it back, because I hate, like, you know, like starting things and not finishing them. Really grinds my gears. When I, especially like when I hype up a series and tell you guys like how good I think it's gonna be, and get you guys excited and on board for it, and then like one episode comes out and then you don't see it again. You know, a bit like Kelton, 2 episodes and that was it. In a way, I want to do Kelton again in a way because I quite liked that. I enjoyed the character I played as the mechanic and that. What happened to Kelton? I stopped it to do the Blaine County one because I needed Jabbo to do the next episode of Kelton, and he didn't come on for ages. And then it had been like a couple of weeks since we'd done the next Kelton, and it was just you know, it was just. And then people like in the chat parties was like, why don't we start a GTA roleplay? And then you know, like I wasn't sure at first, but then the more like other people wanted to do were up for doing the role play, it made me more up for it, you know, because I didn't want to like just start something if only like me and another person were interested in doing it, but quite a few people seemed like excited to do it, so like I decided to do the GTA, if you get what I mean. Oh, I didn't know that was a CD. I thought this was a book. This isn't mine, by the way. Well, it has got a book as well. This was already here. The Jam, the Style Council, Paul Weller. These are my CDs. I brought them to like play in the van on the way to the boat and that, but it turns out they actually work. There's actually the CD player in here, so I was quite excited. I could have even brought some vinyl records if I wanted. There's a big like vinyl record deck. Looks nice as well. It looks a bit like a DJ style deck, but it doesn't have the pitch control, unfortunately. I thought it did at first when I first saw it. I thought that definitely looks like a deck from a DJ turntable, but no, it's still just a normal record player, unfortunately. Little bit disappointed, but you know. When are you back? A week on Thursday. I thought it was a little stream. It's actually a long one. Oh, when I said little stream, I didn't mean as in a short one. I meant as in like, it's not like a normal stream, if you get me. It's not like when I'm like on the PlayStation. It's I meant it as in like I'm just streaming for a little while, in, you know, like I guess in my hotel room. Calm down, he's only been streaming 20 minutes. Oh I know, but 20 minutes is a long time when you've got nothing to do. You know what I'm saying, Alfie? Alfie bro, innit? So yeah. Alfie, if you're watching this, can you do another Instagram live stream? Because I really like Instagram live streams, and I really hope you don't. But yeah, 5 viewers. Could the remaining 3 viewers leave a like? Let's have a laugh. All right, what do you want to have a laugh about? Oh, I'll tell you what, Alfie. If you are still here, Alfie. If you're still here, Alfie. I was watching. I don't know if you've heard of the program Shameless. I was watching an episode from that, and it was a woman who had a convenience store, and she started up a call center in the back of it, and it was quite funny. And she got this young lad to come in, like, to have a job there, and basically, and then there was this old woman who was working there, and she forgotten like what you're supposed to do, like when the phone rings. The owner of the shop said, when the phone rings, you've got to pretend that you've got to Indian accent and say like how's your day been, and then every so often throw something in English like what you've had for your tea or something about the weather, and a phone call comes in and she's like, hello, how are you doing? I am so happy to be hearing from you. Fish and chips. And I don't know why, but it had me in creases because she was doing an Indian accent, and then just halfway through the sentence, she just changed back to a normal English accent and went fish and chips. Oh, it had my nut going. I tell you, I'll put it on. I'll see if I can find it now on my phone. Oh, it was so funny, Alfie. It just made me like, it pictured like me and you laughing at that. And like I heard it one night with headphones on at home, and I was meant to show it to you before I come on holiday, but I forgot to show it. And then I remembered about it last night, so I watched it again, and oh, it had me creasing, mate. Oh, jeez, it actually had me creasing. I'll have to see if I can find it. It's on here somewhere. It's on here somewhere, Alfie, bro. Because it weren't that long ago when I watched it. Here we go. Which one would it be? Be this one.
It's not on Wednesday.
I think. No, not that one. Be this one.
5, 6, 7, 10. Thank you.
Here we are. I don't know if you can hear it. I tell you what.
I telecom. Can't keep the staff over there.
Here we go.
Blame them. Being shouted at all day by pig-thick customers from over here who think they're God. No amount of money's worth that.
So what you're saying, the calls go via India then get rerouted back here?
Yeah. Nice little earner. Got trouble with my IT though. These computers are shite. I'll
Here
give
we
you
go.
10 quid an hour if you sort them out for me.
How does it go again, Yvonne, with the phones?
For God's sake, Lillian, you answer the call. You make out you're Indian, pretending to be English. And every now and then, chuck something in about the weather, or curry, or whatever you've had for your lunch. Something that sounds English.
Here we go.
Now, dude, I'll show you what's wrong with computers.
Oh. Hello? Yes? I am being very happy to hear from you. Fish and chips?
Good job of always paying your mobile rates.
Oh, that gets me every time, I swear. That one gets me. Oh, I am so happy to be hearing from you, fish and chips. Oh, jeez. I actually got into the full episode though. That was the thing. Like after I thought, and then I watched like some like ones what followed it. Jeez, it's actually quite funny. I love watching shows like that because you see like actors who like you recognise from other shows. It's YouTube poop. YouTube poop. Oh, Jesus Christ, man. It's YouTube, alright. Jeez, it's going up for 9:30 already. Holy smokeroonies. Wow, I didn't realise it had got to that time already. You see, that's the thing, like, I'm not bored in the hotel, Alfie, boarding house. So, like, you know, like, I'm actually enjoying myself. Like, you know, like, it passes time. We've been in since just after tea. Like, we watched the 6 o'clock news here. We watched, you know, and then I watched, like, some other stuff, browse YouTube a bit. Only briefly before the news started. And, yeah, I'll probably go back and watch some more stuff down there a bit later if the other guests are in. But, yeah, they all put a film on Netflix last night. I watched a bit of it with them, stuff like that. And, you know, it's nice. You know, it's kind of like, they kind of, in a way, make it as if, like, it's your home as well as theirs, if you know what I mean. Like, they make it as if like you aren't just staying here. Like they make you feel like, you know, it's your house to, you know, like roll across the floor if you want, even. Do you know what I mean? And I was originally going to be on a lower room, and you know, I got there, and you know, oh, I have this, you know, I have this attic room. It looks out to the sea. I can change your bed, you know, and put, you know, make you a bed up here if you want. And you know, I didn't want to put her out, you know, and she said, oh no, I'll show you the room. So, do you know what I mean? So she showed me the room, and you know, I said yeah, and she made me a bed up just like that, no waggle, and you know, make a drink when you want downstairs. It just feels like your own place, really, but just staying in it with other people. What about EastEnders, Hollyoaks? Yeah, I don't really watch Hollyoaks. Coronation Street, I like watch clips to find out what's been happening. You know, and same with Emmerdale. I do a bit with EastEnders. Hollyoaks, I've never really been that into Hollyoaks. I don't mind it, but I've never been really into it. I like a classic soap, me. I'm more like the Coronation Street and, you know, like the Emmerdale. That's more like, they're more like the longer soaps for me, if you get what I mean. God, I've got an itchy nose. You know, I like them sort of soaps. They're more like UK traditional, whereas kind of like, in a way, like Hollyoaks is like, you've got all these like snack bars, and you've got all these like, you know, like you've got all these like different shops and businesses, where Emmerdale's kind of stayed traditional. Like you've got the pub, you've got the shop, you've got the garage, you know, you've got the farm, and you know the home farm, and that's it. And then Coronation Street, you know, again, you know, you've got the Rovers, you've got the factory, you've got the mechanic place, you've got the two shops, you've got the cafe, and that's how it's been. Like, you know, I just find Hollyoaks a little bit, what can I say? You know, a little bit, crap. You know, a bit modernish in a way. Yeah, I'm gonna say a bit modernish. Anyway, guys, I think I'm gonna cut the stream here, because I'm gonna be giving a family member back at home. I'm gonna be giving them a little phone call, my mum and stuff like that. But I'll be streaming again, don't worry. But I will just warn you now, if you do watch and you don't see any bikes for 2 minutes or so, don't like think the stream's boring and leave the stream, because I may start the stream like just like as the bikes have set off from the start line. So for example, if we're watching somewhere like quite far into the course, it's going to take them a little bit of time to get here. And then it's also same once they're going round, like once they've all gone round, there might just be a little bit of a gap before they all come back round again, if you get what I mean. So if there isn't like bikes constantly going by, it doesn't mean that they've finished, or it doesn't mean that it's a boring stream. It just means that you know, we're just waiting for the next bike to pass, or we're just waiting for them to like get here from the start line, if you know what I mean. God, my nose. So yeah, but hopefully the weather's going to be grand. If not, I'm just going to come home. No, not really, I won't come home. It's traditional Isle of Man weather. You've got to have rain and fog at some point, or you're not in the Isle of Man. It's you know, it's typical weather to rain in the Isle of Man. Anyway, guys, subscribe, get me to 300. I didn't know we were, oh god, my nose, crap, I don't know why it's itching. Yeah, I didn't know we were as close to 300 as we were, so thanks for getting me there. In all, you know, I only do a bit of streaming and that, sometimes rant a bit, sometimes go on a bit, so don't, like, you know, so I appreciate you've subscribed, and yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one.